Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Right. Uh, right. Today we are going to start our grade 10 history class. Today also you have free session. I told you if you have any other friends, please inform them to join with us because today everyone join and learn about the grade 10 first lesson. Right. Okay. Uh, right. If you have any signal issues, that means uh, my voice breaking or any other issues, let me know, please. Right? Okay. I think you may have a grade 10 textbook with you. If you don't have, no problem. Right? No problem for today. Then later you can collect them. Right. If it is so, we will start the lesson, right? Today I am going to discuss grade 10 first lesson and the first topic, right? I'm not going to conduct whole the lesson. We have to spend 2 3 weeks to complete the lesson. But today I'm going to explain you first lesson, first topic of the lesson, right? Okay. Right. Uta, grade 10 first lesson. Grade 10 lesson number 1. Sources of studying history. This is the lesson, right? Sources of studying history. ඉතිහාසය හැදෑරීමේ මූලාශ්‍ර. Right. ඔයාලා දැන් මේ කරුණු ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා, right? Because you have already studied these informations, these details. But you have to keep in your mind what are the sources, how we classify these sources, and how we use those sources to build up our history, right? And many more details you have to study in this lesson, right? Okay. Right. Huda, before we discuss the sources, right? Sources of studying history. First, we clarify, first we explain what are the sources mean, right? Sources mean what? Yes? Sources. Sources mean what? Sources mean, simply we can say, sources mean, simply we can say, the things that we can extract information to build up our history. Understood? The things that we can use, or the things that we can extract information to build up our history. We call them sources, right? When we study history, we have to use many kind of sources for that, right? අපි ඉතිහාසයේ ගොඩනගනකොට අපිට ගොඩක් වර්ගයේ මූලාශ්‍ර භාවිතා කරන්න වෙනවා, right? Sometimes we have to use literary text, no, and inscriptions and all coins, right? Then apart from that, maps, no, yes, ruins, like that, right? Like that, we can use many type of and many kind of sources, right? So uh, just think, just think. Uh, there is an inscription, right? Inscription negative. It gives some information about something happened in the past, right? So after studying those details, right? After studying those details, we can use them to build up our history, right? So like this, any other coins or inscription or maps or literary text or whatever we can give information. If they give information to build up our history, we consider all those things as sources, right? Okay. Then then under this topic, right, that means sources of studying history, we have to discuss first topic, classification of sources. What? Classification of sources, right? This is the subtopic. First subtopic. Classification of sources, right? Moolastra vargikaran. Puta, I told you we have to use literary text, right? Among them, we have to use text which are written in Sri Lanka, right? Written by Sri Lankans. Just think, right? Some literary texts can be seen, those texts written by foreigners, no? Ah. And some coins we can see that they use in the past in Sri Lanka, right? And some coins can be seen, archaeologists have been found from the excavations. Those are related to foreign countries, belongs to foreign countries, right? And some inscription we can see. We can see some other sources which are written on golden plate, gold plate, right? Like that. And we can see some ruins. We can see some ruins regarding to the Buddhism, and we can see some ruins regarding to the Hinduism, no, like that. Buddha statues, no, goddess statues and kovils, temples, many kind of ruins. So all these sources are very important to build up our history. But although we use those sources, Puta, we don't use together. That means මේක මේ ඔක්කොම තියනවා කියලා එක ගොඩේ ෆුඩ් සලාඩ් එකක් වගේ ගහලා භාවිතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙනම් කොහොමද මේක භාවිතා කරන්නේ? බෙදලා වෙන් කරලා වර්ගීකරණය කරලා right එහෙම පිළිවෙලකට තමයි අපි මේ මූලාශ්‍ර ඉගෙන ගන්න. Right? Therefore, we have to classify these sources. That means we have to classify the sources that we use to learn history. Okay? Right. If it is so, please note down the topic sources of studying history. I told you I give you the truth, right? I give you the truth for this lesson. But just for today, please note down these details, this information uh, in a paper, right? So, okay, just a paper. මාකරි කොලයක් අරගෙන අදට මේ මූලික ටික ලියා ගන්න පුතාලට ටියුට් එකක් මම දෙනවා. right? හරි. Note down the topic, then the subtopic classification of sources. Can you see the board clearly? බෝඩ් එක පැහැදිලිව පේනවද? අවුලක් තියෙනවද? Right, okay. Please mute your mic when you join the session, right? Right, okay. Right, I'm going to erase these topics, right? Because I want more space uh, to classify these sources. Therefore, after you note down these topics, I'm going to erase the board, right? Pota, when you study in our class, right? When you are studying in our class, if you have any doubts or any issues, please let me know, right? I'll explain again and again because you come to this class for learning. So if you have any doubts, if you have any unclear points, please let me know. I'll explain in both language, right? Single or English, no problem, right? So okay. විෂය සම්බන්ධව ඕන දෙයක් අහන්න මට කේන්ති යන්නේ තරහ යන්නේ හරි තොපිට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ අකුන්ට මෙච්චර කිව්වත් කියලා එහෙම බනින්නේ හරි මම ආදරේ උම ගොඩයි හැමෝටම right බයිලා ගැහුවම තමයි තද වෙන්නේ. ප්‍රශ්න ඇහුවට තද වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද I have 15 years experience as a teacher, right? I work in an international school few years. Then now I'm doing classes. Right. If it is so, I'm going to erase the board. Then we will classify these sources. Right. Sources. Right. Now we know what are the sources mean. Right. Another sources if we can extract some information to build up our history from something, we call them sources. Okay. Right. Then, I told you we use many kind of sources, many type of sources, right? I told you literary texts we have to use, and coins we have to use, ruins we have to use, right? Inscriptions we have to use, right? Like this, many kind of sources we have to use when we study history, right? Okay. Then these sources we divide into two parts mainly, right? These sources we are going to divide mainly into two parts, right? Like this, right? This is literary sources, right? This is archaeological sources, right? These sources we divide mainly into two parts, literary sources and archaeological sources, right? This is the main division, right? මේක තමයි ප්‍රධාන බෙදීම, right? Okay. If it is so, keep in your mind, sources mean if we can get information from something to build up our history, we call them as sources, right? As sources. So these sources we divide into two parts mainly. One is literary sources, the other one is archaeological sources. Okay? Sahitya Moolastra, Puravidyatmaka Moolastra. Clear? Right. Again, these literary sources we divide another two parts. Look, right? I think you can see local local literary sources and foreign literary sources, right? You don't want to write now, right? Please look well, right? හොඳට බලා ගන්න. ඔයාලා ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ලියන්න වෙලාව මම දෙන්නම්. Okay? Right. Sources, we divide mainly into two parts, literary sources and archaeological sources. Then, literary sources, we divide it again into two parts, local literary sources and foreign literary sources. Okay, right. Then, first we will discuss about literary sources, right? Local and foreign. Okay, right. Local literary sources mean local literary sources mean Puta, the text or map or any other written documents, right? Any other written documents done by Sri Lankans, right? පුතේ පොත්පත් ලිපි ලේඛන වාර්තා සිතියම් මේ මොනා හරි අපි මේ local literary sources යටතේ භාවිතා කරනවා ඒවා ලාංකිකයන් විසින් රචනා කරපු මූලාශ්‍ර නම් පැහැදිලිද right එතකොට හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න keep in your mind local literary sources mean the written documents or map or whatever written by Sri Lankans, right? Those sources, those literary text or report or map or whatever we consider as local literary source. Okay, right. Then foreign literary sources, literary texts or written documents done by foreigners. We call them foreign literary sources. Right? Okay. Right. Literary sources mean written documents, right? Written documents. Those literary sources we divided again into two parts, local literary sources and foreign literary sources. Okay? Then, local literary sources mean the written documents done by or written by Sri Lankans or local. Right? Foreign literary sources mean the sources or the text or written documents written by foreigners. Okay. Under this literary sources, we can use any other books, text, right? Any other reports, right? And maps. Map අපිට භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒවත් අපි use කරන්නේ literary sources එක. Right? So those literary sources we divided into two parts, local and foreign. Okay? Right. Then we want to discuss local literary sources. Now we know what are the local literary sources mean. Local literary sources mean the written documents done by the Sri Lankans or locals. Okay. Puta, when we studying history, especially Sri Lankan history, we can use mainly what? වංශ කතා භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වංශ කතා නේද? Chronicles, we can use chronicles. Okay. Chronicles, we call them Vamsa Kata. Right. Chronicles. What are the chronicles we can use? Mahavansa, Deepavansa, Tupavansa, Bodhivansa, Datavansa. There are many kind of chronicles. Right? For the in this classification, right? In this classification, we are not going to discuss what are the chronicles. Okay, just we classify under this topic. Then, according to this classification, we are going to discuss those examples. First Chronicles, Vansagata. If it is so, what are the Vansagata? What are the Chronicles? Then, when we discuss the lesson, we can discuss many kind of chronicles. Therefore, here I am not going to explain about chronicles, right? මහාවංශය ගැන, දීපවංශය ගැන, තූපවංශ, දාඨාවංශ ආදී මේ තියෙන වංශ කතා ගැන මෙතනදී විස්තර කියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද මේක වර්ගීකරණය විතරයි. වර්ගීකරණය කතා කරලා මෙන්න මෙතන ඉඳලා chronicles වල ඉඳලා සම්පූර්ණ මේ වර්ගීකරණය අපි මේ පාඩමේ ඉස්සරහට කතා කරමු. Right? Okay. Then chronicles. Okay. Then we can use Dhamma text. Dhamma text. Sir, ऐसे बोरू किया මොකක්ද බොරු මේ දහම් පොත්පත්වල කොහෙන්ද සර් ඉතිහාසය තියෙනවා අහලා නැද්ද right පොතේ we use these texts as a source. Actually, hold the book don't want to give information about history, but from that text, if it explains a few details regarding to the history, so those details also very important to build up our history. So we consider those texts also as a source, right? සම්පූර්ණ පොතම ඉතිහාසය කියන්න ලියුණ ඒවා විතරක් නෙවෙයි මගේ පොතේ. විවිධ අරමුණු මුල් කරගෙන කතුවරු කෘති ලියනවා. ඒ අතර ඒ කෘතියකින් ඓතිහාසික තොරතුරු මොනවා හරි තියෙනවා නම් මොනවා හරි හිස්ටොරිකල් ඉවෙන්ට් එකකට අදාළ තොරතුරු අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒවා අපි කන්සිඩර් කරනවා සලකනවා කොහොමද මූලාශ්‍ර හැටියට, right? So how we can use this Dhamma text, because they explain about the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha. පොතා ඔයාලා දැකලා තියෙනවා නේද පොත්වල අර ප්‍රීෆේස් එකක් එහෙම තමයි ෆෝවර්ඩ් එකක් තියෙන පොත්වල පෙරවදනක් තියෙන ප්‍රීෆේස් එක තියෙනව නේද? ආන්නේ වගේ මේ ධම්ම ටෙක්ස්ට් ධම්ම පොත්පත් රචනා කරනකොට අතීත කතුවරු ඒ ප්‍රීෆේස් එකේ එයාලා එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරා මොකද්ද? Some historical information. They added some historical information regarding to that period. Right? Just think, there's a Dhamma text. It was written during the Anuradhapura kingdom. If it is so, the author explained some historical information on that book, in that book. During that time, who was the king, ruled the country, who was the chief Buddhist monk at that time. Sometimes it explained what was the main temple, main Buddhist center during that period, right? Sometimes explain some religious event, whatever, right? Sometimes explain the tooth relic of the Lord Buddha, Dalada Bhansegan, whatever, what kind of information which we can use to build up our history, we consider them as a source. Okay, right. පැහැදිලි නේද? හරි. ඊළඟට Attakatha. We call them Atua Hota. Atua. Attakatha. Grade 11 students නම් දන්නවා grade 10 වල ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට මේවා ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. If anyone here to study in grade 11, grade 11 ඉගෙන ගන්න අය ඉන්නවද මෙතන? ඉන්නවනම් මේ අය දන්නවා. සමන්ත ප්‍රාසාදිකා අටුවා, කාංකා විතරණේ අටුවා, මනෝරථ පූරණේ අටුවා, සම්මෝහ විනෝදනේ අටුවා. There are many kind of Attakatha or atua. Right? Kota, in the past time, these atua or Attakatha written for Tripitaka, right? Especially a very famous monk you may have heard about Buddha Gosatero. He was the pioneer bhikkhu to write this atua. Okay? මේ අටුවා ග්‍රන්ථ රචනා කරන්න පෙරමුණ ගත්ත භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේ නමක් තමයි බුද්ධඝෝෂ හාමුදුරුවෝ. එතකොට මේ අටුවා වල මොනවාද තියෙන්නේ? පොතේ අටුවා ග්‍රන්ථ කියලා කියන්නේ අටුවා ග්‍රන්ථ mean අටුවා text mean the explanation about any other text. Just think හිතන්න මහාවංශය කියලා. හරි? මහාවංශය කියලා පොතක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේ කෘතියේ ගැඹුරු තැන් අපහැදිලි තැන් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකේ තියෙන ගැඹුරු තැන් තව සරලව පැහැදිලි කරලා ඒකේ තියෙන අපහැදිලි තැන් තව පැහැදිලි කරලා ඒ කෘතිය විස්තර කරමින් රචනා කරන කෘති වලට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ අටුවා කියලා. මුල් ග්‍රන්ථයේ තියෙන ගැඹුරු කරුණු සරලව රචනා කරන කෘතිය. Right? Atwa tika tippani like this. Many kind of atwa. Right? Okay. We can use those informations also. Right? Then we can use Sandesha, Kavya, Hatan Kavya, right? Any other text, many kind of text we can use, right? Like this. Prasasti Kavya, okay. Sandesha Kavya, Salalihini, Paravi, Gira, Kokila, Tisara, Mayura, many kind of Sandesha Kavyas we can use. Right? Then Sandesha Kavya Sahitya Kruti, Sinhala Sahitya Kruti හැබැයි ඉතිහාසය තියෙනවා ඒකට. හරි? ඉතිහාසගත තොරතුරු තියෙනවා මම ඉස්සරහට කියලා දෙන්නම්. මොනවාද ඒ කියලා. හටන් කාව්‍ය that means the explanation about the war or battles. Right? අතීතයේ උනේ විවිධ සටන් වර්ණාත්මකව විග්‍රහ කරලා තියෙනවා. කොන්ස්ටන්ටිනු හටන, right? ඉංග්‍රීසි හටන, right? Like that. We can see හටන් කාව්‍ය. Then ප්‍රශස්ති කාව්‍ය Parakumba Sirita. It was written during the Kotte kingdom. Parakumba Sirita. Prasasti Kavya mean we call them uh, more explanation, more details. Mention more details, more. Just think. කවුරු හරි දැන් උදාහරණයක් අපි ගමුකෝ පැරකුම්බාසිරිත ගැන. It explains about the King Parakrambahu 6. Right? King Parakrambahu 6. It explains more qualities of the king. Right? More details. Explaining more and more, explaining beautifully. මේ ඔය දෙයියෝ ගැන තියෙන්නේ. දෙයියෝ ගැන තියෙන්නේ එක එක ප්‍රශස්ති ප්‍රශස්ති කියලා අපි කියන්නේ ගුණ වර්ණනා තමයි සරලවම කිව්වොත්. හරිද? ගුණ වර්ණනා. ඔය දැන් කතරගම දෙයියෝ අර හැම ඔය ඒගොල්ලෝ ගැන තියෙන ඔය කවි එහෙම ලියවිලා නේද? ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ගුණ සින්දරම් දුනු තදර ගනිමින් එරන් හියපු අරගෙනා සන්ද උලෙස වසය කරවා මගුල් පෙරහරයෙන් ගෙනා සින්ද උපද රොසින්දන හිස් රාවනා බිඳ ජයගෙනා ඇත්ද මට තව වෙලින් පිහිටක් කතරගම සුරීඳුන් විනා. අහු දෙනවනේ අහලා නැද්ද? සාදු කියන්න දෙන්නත්. හරිද? ඔහොම මේ වර්ණා තියෙනවා. හරිද? එතකොට මේ කියන වර්ණනා මේවා තමයි තියෙන්නේ. දැන් පැරකුම්බාසිරිතේ it explains the qualities of King Parakrambahu 6, right? Who ruled the Kotte kingdom, right? එතකොට එයා ගැන qualities තියෙනවා. ඔයාලා අහලා තියෙනවා ඒකේ තියෙන කවියක්. හරි ප්‍රසිද්ධ කවියක්. බලන්න අහලා තියෙනවද කියලා මේක. right? ඒකේ කියනවා මාවැනි බිලින්දා වර වර ළඟට කැන්දා දුක් සැප කුමන්දා අසන නිරිඳෝ වෙන කොයින්දා. ආදේනනේ ඒක ආදේ. එතකොට එහෙම අර දැන් පරාක්‍රමබාහු 6 එයා ගැන කියනවා විස්තර. හරි මාවෙනි බිලින්දා මම වගේ බිලින්දේ වරෙන් වරෙන් කියලා ළඟට අඬ ගහලා කම් කියලා කතා කරලා so how are you ඉතින් උඹට කොහොමද කියලා අහනවා. රජවරු එහෙම අහන්නේ. නමුත් මේ රජු එහෙමයි කියලා අර ඇත්තටම වැඩි හරියක් තියෙන්නේ පච. right? වැඩි හරියක් තියෙන්නේ පච. හැබැයි තෝරන බේරලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඓතිහාසික තොරතුරු ටිකකුත් තියෙනවා. ඇයි නැති වුණානේ? රජු ගැන කියනකොට කියනවානේ අතින් දාලා. හරිද? right. okay. right? Those are the local literary sources, right? Then Puta, we are discussing these all examples when we discuss the lesson, right? Okay, just you understand, we divide these literary sources mainly into two parts. Then local literary sources and foreign literary sources. Among them, we discuss about the local literary sources. Local literary sources mean the written text written by the locals or Sri Lankans, right? Among the local literary sources, we discuss about chronicles. That means Vansakatha, right? I told you Mahavansa, Deepavansa, Topavansa, Bodhivansa. There are many kind of Vansakatha. And Dhamma text, many kind of Dhamma text we can see in Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, Dhammadeli, right? Like this. මේ වගේ යුගවල ගොඩක් රචනා වෙලා තියෙනවා. And අට්ඨකථා also, I told you, Samantapasadika, Atua, And Manoratha Purani Atua, Sammoha Vinodani Atua, right? Many kind of Atua. And Sandesha Kavi, Salalihiri Paravi Gira, Kokira, Tisara Mayur, right? Then Hatan Kavi, English Hatan, Constantine Hatan, like that. And Prasasti Kavi, I told you, Parakumba Sirita, like that. Okay? Right. These are the local literary sources. These are the classification. Then, when we discuss the lesson, we discuss chronicles. Among the chronicles, what is the oldest chronicle? Deepavansa. We discuss about Deepavansa. Then Mahavansa. We discuss about the Mahavansa, like that. Okay? Right. Then we are going to discuss about foreign literary sources. I told you foreign literary sources mean what? Foreign literary sources mean Puta, the written documents written by foreigners. Right? Foreigners ලට පිස්සු නෑනේ පුතේ අපේ රට ගැන පොත් ලියලා යන්නේ. හරිද? උන්ට පිස්සුද? නේද? නෑ. එයාලා විවිධ දේ ගැන තොරතුරු ලියලා තියෙනවා. right? අපේ රට ගැනත් තොරතුරු ඒ අතර කියවෙනවා. එතකොට අන්න එහෙම right? When they write, when they write any other text or any other report or any other literary text, right? When they explain those details, we can find some information regarding to the Sri Lanka. They have mentioned about our country in their text. Those details are very important, right? For example, one of Chinese Buddhist monk, we call him Pahian Thero. He came from China to Sri Lanka, and he stayed about 2 years in Abhayagiriya temple during the Anuradhapura era. During that period, he can find many more details about the Sri Lankan Buddhism and the history of Buddhism, and he can see, right? He could see many events happening during that time. Those all details he noted down his records. එයාගේ වාර්තාවල එයා සටහන් කරනවා. එයා මේ බෞද්ධ රාජධානි ගැන විස්තර ලියන්න යන්නේ ලංකාව ගැන විතරක් නෙවෙයි ඉන්දියාව, බුරුමය, ඔය රටවල් බෞද්ධ රටවල් ගැන විස්තර හොයාගෙන ආව කෙනෙක්. ඒ අතර අපේ රට ගැන ඔන්න විස්තර ටිකක් තියෙනවා. Right? Another example, one of the ambassadors came from Greece, right? He stayed in India, right? He stayed in India a few years. He worked as an ambassador, right? So during that period, he studied. He collected more information. Then after return to his country, he wrote a book. He wrote a text about India. එයා රචනා කරන්නේ ඉන්දියාව ගැන. right? ඒ ග්‍රීක භාෂාවේ තියෙනවා ඉන්දිකා කියලා අපි ඒකට කියනවා. right? Indica, the name of the book. Right? So, in that book, explains some details about Sri Lanka. Why? Because Sri Lanka is one of the close country from the past time with India. So he mentioned what are the connection we conducted during that period. අපි මොනවාද පවත්වලා තියෙන සබඳතා කියලා රිලේෂන්ෂිප් මොනවාද කියලා එයාගේ අර ඉන්දිකා කියන කෘතියේ යම් යම් සටහන් දාලා. එතකොට ඒක කියන්නේ අපි ගැන නෙවෙයි, right? The text we call indica that was explained about the India, but we can find some details about Sri Lanka also. Therefore, we can consider those texts also very as sources, no? As foreign sources. Why? Because we can get information from that text, no? Okay, right. Okay, then look, we can find Chinese sources for that. Chinese sources. Chinese sources mean for that. The Chinese authors, right? The Chinese person, if they write any other text or any other report or any other record, if we can find information regarding to the Sri Lankan history, uh, we call them Chinese sources. Right? චීන ජාතිකයන් විසින් රචනා කරපු කෘතිවල වාර්තාවල සටහන්වල ලංකාව ගැනත් තොරතුරු තියෙනවා නම් අපි ඒ තොරතුරු ටික අපේ ඉතිහාසයේ ගොඩනගන්න වැදගත් නම් අපි ඒවා චීන ජාතිකයන් විසින් රචනා කරපු ඒවා නිසා Chinese sources කියලා කතා කරනවා. Right? When we explain the lesson, furthermore, we discuss what are the example for Chinese sources. We can discuss what Pahian Theros record, and Hilsiam Theros record, and Itzin Theros record, and Chao Jukua's record, traveling records, right? Right? Like that. We only classify under this topic, right? Okay, then we can find some Arabian sources for that. Arabian sources, right? Then Greek sources and Roman sources and Portuguese sources, Dutch, Holland sources, English and Indian, right? Like that. We can find many kind of sources, right? Foreign sources. Okay. අපි මේ කෘති ගැන කතා කරනවා වගේම මේ වගේ එක්සැම්පල් ටික පාඩමේදී තමයි කතා කරන්නේ මේ වර්ගීකරණය විතරයි. Right. Now okay. Right? We completed the classification of literary sources. Okay. We divide these sources mainly into two parts, literary sources and archaeological sources. Right? Then I told you literary sources mean written documents. Right? These literary sources we divide again into two parts, local literary sources and foreign literary sources. Then local literary sources we discuss, right? Chronicles, Dhamma text, Atthakatha, Sandeshakavya, Hatankavya, Prasastikavya. Okay. Then we discuss foreign literary sources. I told you foreign literary sources mean the written documents done by the foreigners. So we discuss those classification: Chinese sources, Arabian sources, Greek, Roman, Portuguese, Holland, English, Indian. Okay, right. Then we have to classify archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Right. We'll classify those sources. Right? Actually, the space is not okay. Therefore, I'll erase these points, right? Kota, did you understand what I explained? ඔයාලට තේරුණාද මම මේ පැහැදිලි කරපු ටික? පැහැදිලිද?
Yes, sir.
කම්මැලිද? Yes,
Yes, sir.
clear. Right. Okay. කම්මැලිද? දොයි මතයිද? නිදි දේව්දුව කතා කරනවද? Right. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about archaeological sources. Right. Archaeological sources mean I told you uh, under this we discuss about inscriptions, we discuss about coins, all coins, and we discuss about ruins, right? And many more things under this topic. Kota, these archaeological sources mainly we divide into three parts, right? Three parts. One is epigraphy. Epigraphy. Then second one is coins. The third one is ruins. Okay. I think you can see. Okay. Epigraphy, coins, ruins, right? Epigraphy means a common name, right? Epigraphy means a common name to use or introduced. We call on the rock, on the stone slabs, or on the golden plate, on any other on something, a surface on something, right? ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්න ගලක් මතු පිට surface එක, right? We call them inscription, right? Stone inscription. And we can see archaeologists have been found some written surface on the golden plate, right? And some texts have been found from on the wood, right? දැව මත ලියපු ලේඛන. මෙහෙම යමක් මතු පිට ලියන ලද ලේඛන හඳුන්වන common name එකක්, පොදු නමක් තමයි epigraphy කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? Okay. Then under this epigraphy we discuss about inscriptions, right? Wait. inscriptions කතා කරනවා, right? Those inscriptions we mainly divide into 5 parts. Cave inscription, rock inscription, pillar inscription, right? Street inscription, like that. We divide these inscription into many types, right? Here we are not going to divide those types, right? Okay, then golden plate, copper plate, then wood, surface, right? Korutugi also we discuss under the epigraphy, right? Sigiri Korutugi. Ah, we can see the mirror ball now in Sigiri. Ah, we discuss under the epigraphy, right? If it is so, keep in your mind, epigraphy means a common name used to introduce uh, uh, show the something surface, right? Surface එකක් මත ලියලා තියෙන ලේඛන මොකක් හරි දැන් stone surface එකක් මත stone එකක් උඩ ලියලා තියෙන ඒවා අපි stone inscriptions කියලා කියනවා. golden plate එකක් මත surface එකක් මත ලියලා තියෙන ඒවා golden plate කියනවා. ඒ වගේ විවිධ මාධ්‍යහනේ ලියා ඇති ලේඛන හඳුන්වන භාවිතා කරන common name. Right. Okay. We discuss example when we discuss the lesson, right? Golden plate, Panakaduwa, sorry, Vallipuram golden plate regarding to the King Vasabat, right? We can discuss. Then copper plate, Panakaduwa copper plate regarding to the King Vijayabahu 1 or King Vijayabahu Great, right? Wood surface and Kurutugita. This example we are going to discuss later, right? Okay. Then we are going to discuss coins. Coins, right? These coins we divide into 2 parts. What are the local coins? This is foreign coins, right? Local coins and foreign coins. Local coins mean for the coins that we used in Sri Lanka, right? The foreign coins mean used in foreign countries, but we can find from here. අපේ පැරණි වරායන් අසල හිම තිබිලා පුරාවිද්‍යා පරීක්ෂණවලදී හමු වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right. Okay. We discuss local coins and foreign coins, especially example. We discuss example later, right? Kaha, Pana, right? Lakshmi, Dharana, right? Many kind of coins we used in the past time in Sri Lanka. And Roman coins, Chinese coins, Arabian coins, right? Many kind of foreign coins also have been found by the archaeologists from various places, especially near the harbors, right? So we discuss those examples when we explain the lesson. Okay. Just keep in your mind these coins we divide into 2 parts, local and foreign. Okay, right. Then We are going to discuss ruins. 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 Kialaga natabuns. Natabus. Hari. Kota. I got this. Yeah, right. These ruins also we divide into two parts. We divide into two parts. Ruins mean the remaining things that they created in the past time or used in the past time. Remaining things. Just think, අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම දැන් අපිට හම් වෙනවා පැරණි දාගය. No? Pagodas. Those are and all Buddha statues or and any other statues. Those are ruins, right? And we can find some ruins of buildings, no? Some parts of buildings we can find archaeologists have been found from their excavations, no? We consider those all the things as ruins. පොදුවේ තමයි ruins කියලා හඳුන්වන්නේ. මේවා නැවත නැවත බෙදන්න පුළුවන්, right? Sculptures හැටියට වෙනම බෙදනවා, art හැටියට වෙනම බෙදනවා, right? Like that. This is the main classification, right? Okay. Puta, these ruins we divide mainly into two parts. What? Religious ruins and non-religious ruins. How we divide? Religious ruins and non-religious ruins. Agamika natabun, agamika novana natabun. Right? Under the religious ruins, we can discuss pagodas, Buddha statues, and temples, right? Many kind of things. Not only Buddhism. Commonly any other devala or kovil or any other deva statues, whatever, right? Everything regarding the religious ruins, right? Okay, then non-religious ruins, ආගමික නොවන ඒවා මොනවාද? Hospitals, we can see ancient hospitals, right? Ancient hospitals, and we can see some palace, right? And Sigiriya, like that, right? So many kind of non-religious ruins also, and parks, right? Ponds, like that. Many kind of non-religious ruins also, right? Okay. So the example we will discuss later, right? Okay, then this is the classification of sources, mainly and briefly, right? This classification is enough for you for your oil exam, right? Hereafter, we are discussing this lesson furthermore according to these classifications, right? අපි මෙතනින් එහාට මේ පාඩම කතා කරන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වර්ගීකරණය තමයි. මුලින්ම අපි වර්ගීකරණය කරා sources, right? Sources. We divided those sources mainly into two parts, literary sources and archaeological sources. Then literary sources we divided again into two parts, local literary sources and foreign literary sources. Okay? Okay, then we discuss example. Chronicles. අපි පාඩමේ chronicles නම් මොනවාද chronicles කියලා ඔන්න ඔතනින් පටන් ගෙන local literary sources, foreign literary sources, then we come to archaeological sources. Under that, we discuss the epigraphy, inscription. Inscription. What are the examples? Like that, we discuss everything here, right? Okay. Kota. Now, let me know. Do you understand well? Right? Did you understand well? හොඳටම තේරුණාද මේක? Specification එක.
Yes, sir.
මොනවා අවුලක් තියනවද මොකද?
No, sir.
හරි. Right. හොඳටම තේරුණා නම් එච්චරයි. ආදරේ යුම්ම ගොඩයි. Okay. Okay, then I'll give you a chance to note down this classification, right? Otherwise, I can send you this classification for you, your group. පොතා කියන්න මට ඔයාලට මේක පැහැදිලිද නැත්නම් මං පොඩි කොලේක මේ chart එක මට එවන්නත් පුළුවන් group එකට. ඔයාලට clear නැත්නම් මේක.
No, sir. This is good.
Right. If it is so, now you can note down. I'll show you the full screen. Right. We discussed this classification of sources, right? Under that subtopic, right? එහෙනම් දාගන්න විස්තර ටික මොනවා හරි ගැටලුවක් අපැහැදිලි තැනක් තියෙනවා නම් මගෙන් අහන්න පුතාලා. Please let me after you have done, right? ඔයාලා වැඩේ කරලා ඉවර වෙලා මට පණවිඩයක් දෙන්න.
Okay, sir.
right. නම් කියලා කීප දෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා අනිත් අය තව ලියලා ඉන්නව නේද? ලියන අය තව ඉන්නවද?
No, sir.
හැමෝම ඉවරද පුතේම?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. Then we have to discuss. We have to explain hereafter about the sources and their details. Right. So we can discuss those details with our tutor. Right. Before next week, you can get the tubes, right? Okay. Puta, if you wish to join with our classes, right? If you wish to join with our classes, uh, please send your details. I'll add you uh, to another group, right? Hereafter, I send you all the recordings and every messages for that group. That means අපි අර ස්ථීරව පන්තියට සහභාගී වෙන ළමයිගේ වෙනම group එකක් හදනවා. හදලා ඒ group එකට තමයි recording දාන්න ඒ සියල්ලම කරන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පුතාලා මට message එකක් දාන්න සහභාගී වෙනවා නම් එතකොට මට එයාලව ඒ group එකට add කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ඊට පස්සේ රෙකෝඩින් එහෙම ඒකට දානවා ඊළඟට ෂීට්ස් ඒ අවශ්‍ය විස්තර ඒ ඔක්කොම ඒ group එකට තමයි දාන්නේ right please a kind request if you have any other friends who wish to join with us please give this message for your friends also we are conducting our English medium history classes hereafter on every Tuesday right so and Buddhism class also, right? On Monday we are conducting our Buddhism class. So you also can join with Buddhism class. I told you yesterday in our introductory session, right? ඒකෙදි මම ඔයාලට කිව්වා if you join for both subjects, it's better. No problem. According to your ability, you can join one subject also, no problem. Right? Okay. Please continue your uh, present because every week හැම වෙලාවෙම පන්තියට එන්න උත්සාහ කරන්න. මොකද එහෙම නැති වුණොත් ඒ මිස් වෙන ලෙසන් අපි නෝට් එක ලියාගත්තට රෙකෝඩින් සමහරලාට අපිට මිස් වෙනවා මගේ ඇරෙනවා බලන්න වෙන්නේ තිබුණා. හරි. ඒ නිසා හැමදාම පන්තියට එන්න try එකක් දෙන්න. right ඔයාලගේ යාළුවන්ටත් පණිවිඩයක් දෙන්න. right හරි මෙන්න මෙහෙම පොරක් උගන්වනවා හැබැයි මෙලව රහක් නැහැ කැමති නම් එන්න නැත්නම් ඒත් එන්න කියලා කියන්න. හරි right okay if it is so we will stop the class for today today I'm not going to conduct for 2 hours because this is the first day and free session for you so from next week we are conducting 2 hours because we have to discuss many more information in grade 10 than grade 11 grade 11 වලටත් වඩා මගේ පුතේ grade 10 වල තමයි අපිට ගොඩාක් තියෙන ඉගෙන ගන්න කතා කරන්න ඒ නිසා මේ පැය දෙකම වගේ අපිට වැඩ කරන්න වෙනවා right මොකද දැන් from next month I mean from February we are going to mark map also right? I told you you will receive two books for map marking, right? map guide එකයි workbook එකයි දෙකක් ඔයාලට ලැබෙනවා, right? එතකොට අපි හැමදාම වෙලාවක් වෙන් කරනවා map marking කරන්න. මේ theory කොටස් කරනවට අමතරව. එතකොට අපිට වෙලාව මදි වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා පැය දෙක කොහොමත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපිට කරන්න වෙනවා, right? හරි. එහෙමනම් මගේ පුතේ අදට අහවර කරමු, right? So, good night, all of you. May Triple Gem bless you and stay safe. Then see you next week. ආදරේ උම්මා ගොඩයි පරිස්සමෙන් ඉන්න, right?
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Bye, sir. Good night, sir.
Right.